Hey guys, this is my first YouTube video, so sorry if it's shitty. This is like my sixth try because YouTube hates me. But anyway, this is a serious topic I wanted to talk about. Sorry if I looked down, I wrote some stuff down so I wouldn't forget. I want to talk about depression and suicide and share part of my story. Basically, when I was 10, I moved from this huge city to a small town with my parents, and I've always been really shy, so I had a really hard time making friends. And when I finally did, these girls proved to be anything but. And they all turned on me, basically. Long story short, these girls started to hate me for absolutely no reason. I've never done anything to them. And I told them everything, and some of them knew I was questioning my sexuality at the time. So they decided to tell everyone. So in 7th grade, I had all these people coming up to me. Hey, are you really bi? Are you lesbian? What are you? And I denied it because I was already getting made fun of for being the fat kid. I used to be really, really fat. Now I'm just chubby, fluffy. But I got made fun of for being a girly girl because that's how my mom wanted me to be. And so basically, no matter what I did, I got made fun of for it, which is basically how it goes for everyone. But so sorry, lost my train of thought. Um, so this girl, we'll call Hannah, decided to take it a step farther and message me on some website and ask me why I was still alive. Which there was not a day that went by I didn't think about killing myself. I still do at times. And to be asked why I'm still alive when I already question that on a daily basis, every night I would lay in bed and just think how many pills would it take to end it for good? How much would I have to drink to die of alcohol poisoning? Just all the possible ways to die, I considered it. Throw myself in front of a car. I don't know. I considered everything that could possibly be considered. And I eventually decided to see why people started cutting because I had always been curious, like, why would you purposely hurt yourself? But when I did the first time, I realized what people got from it. They, you feel a sort of escape, a release. When you feel numb, it reminds you that you're still actually alive. It's just a way to escape everything for a while. And eventually, I stopped trying to be accepted by everybody. I wanted to find out who I was because I wasn't this girly girl my mom was making me out to be. I started wearing skinny jeans and I started getting into that emo stuff and doing my makeup different, and I dyed my hair, and these girls claimed that I copied this girl's hair, which I didn't. I randomly decided to dye my hair auburn, and then I started getting into crazy colors, as you can see. But this is a fuck up, by the way. But anyway, sorry, I tend to go off a lot. But and then my parents told me they were getting a divorce, which didn't exactly help me trying to deal with everything. And so, like, I knew it wasn't my fault. I knew there wasn't anything I could do to save their marriage, but I felt like they didn't try at all. And I lost my mom over the divorce. She called the cops on my dad and made a bullshit claim that he hit her when I was there the whole time and he didn't do anything. Um, my dad, after they got divorced, got a girlfriend. She changed him for the worst. And it was to the point where everything I said and did was considered disrespectful, so I just stopped talking and I stayed in my room all the time and just didn't come out unless I had to. They stopped doing everything around the house. I had to do every single chore. They literally would sit on their asses and sit on Facebook and watch YouTube videos because we didn't have TV. They would sit there and blast their country music that they knew I couldn't stand, and they would blast it just for that, just because they knew I can't stand it. and they would sit on the computer all day doing nothing besides eating. Well, I busted my ass around the house doing everything, and one day my friend cracked my background, and my back is now fucked up from that. But and I literally like fell on the ground crying, and my dad yelled at me for it, and he kept forcing me to do the things around the house and everything, and you know it. I don't know. I lost where I was going with that, but he was also kind of abusive too. Like he'd hit me to joke around, and one time he actually tried to put me in a psych ward because he grounded me for whatever reason I don't even remember, and he took my music, which is literally the only reason why I'm sitting here in front of you all today. And I said, you do realize that's the only thing keeping me here right now. So he turned that into me threatening that I was going to kill myself. So he called this lady, and the next day I had to go in and talk to this lady and tell her why I wanted to kill myself that day. And when I got to the point where she asked if my dad ever laid a hand on me, I told her about his joking around and wrestling. He liked to wrestle with me and throw me down on the ground, and a couple times, like I would hit my legs off of things, and one time I had this really, really bad bruise, and it was like about to bleed. It was that bad, and like, oh blood, sorry, but and he looked at it, and he's like, "That's nothing. What are you complaining about?" And like my back ended up getting really bruised up one time because he threw me down on a bag of oranges, and I was abused when I was younger by my next door neighbor who had autism. He was my age, and so I hate when people touch me in the first place, and when people scare me. Like my first reaction is hit because this kid that abused me would like jump out around the school and like push me into the brick wall and just like hit me against it. So like everything my dad did just like brought those memories back. So like I would fight back, not exactly realizing it, so I'd hit really hard, and then like he would hit me way harder. So I told this to that lady, and the next day at school I ended up talking to the child services lady. I went to my counselor crying. I never cried because according to my dad, crying is weak, so I never cried. And I was afraid because my sister, who's 30 now, when she lived with my dad when she was my age, she did something, and he was holding her against the wall, and she said she was gonna call the child services for him abusing her, and he's like, I don't know if he actually hit her or anything, but he said, well, if I'm gonna get in trouble, I might as well do something worth it. So I was really scared that like he wouldn't consider what he did abuse and actually beat me for it, and so I was really scared to go home. And when I got home, he sat me down and yelled at me in front of his girlfriend. He got this far away from my face and said, I will tell you exactly what I told your sister that damn day. If I'm gonna get sent away to jail, I might as well do something fucking worth it. Do you want me to do that? I sat there, sinking down in my chair, about to cry, but knowing I couldn't in front of him, freaking out. I just sat there shaking my head, no, no, no. And ever since then, thing with my dad, I hadn't been talking to my mom at that point ever since the whole cop thing, and my dad, I couldn't live with my dad anymore. So I went through every option I could, and basically it came down to moving in with my mom, which I was not happy about, which I'm at my mom's house now. And it it's hard because first I lost my mom because of all this, and everyone loves their mom, right? I can't get over what she did, and I know how horrible it sounds. You don't love your mom, but if you could just go through everything I did, you wouldn't be able to love her either if she was your mom. And now to lose my dad over his girlfriend, I felt completely alone, even more than I did because of the girls at school. I felt so alone, unloved, and unwanted. I felt like I was forgotten because everything, Jody, 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 was my dad's girlfriend. Everything revolved around her. before she moved in with us, we lived around their little phone schedule thing. And everything that happened with my parents didn't help with my depression and self-harm. And I recently ended up in the hospital because of it, and it wasn't even that bad. But my mom took me in, and what really bothers me about some people is when they say, I don't know if I said this already or not, but when they're all like, oh, just get over it, or cheer up, or don't you want to be happy? It's not like people like me and others with depression just sit there and think, I want to be depressed for the rest of my life. I enjoy this. We don't enjoy it. We want to be happy. We want to get out of this hole. We want to find the light at the end of the tunnel. You don't understand how hard it is until you've lived our lives. And when people judge us for what we've done, it's, I don't even have words. It just angers me so much when people judge others and they don't know their story. I, because of everything that's happened to me, I'm trying to make this short because YouTube hates me. I have 4 minutes left, but because of everything, I, like I said, I felt so alone. And so I guess my purpose in putting this out here for everyone to see and, you know, is to try to reach someone that's been dealing what I've been dealing with, or worse. I mean, I know there's a lot worse that people are dealing with than what I've been through, and I'm sorry that you've had to go through it, especially if you feel alone. But no one is ever really alone. Even if it feels like it, there is someone there who cares about you. There is someone who loves you. I know it really doesn't seem like it, but there is. And like I said, so I guess my purpose in saying all this is, sorry, I wrote this down so I wouldn't forget. But if anyone ever feels alone, forgotten, unloved, or unwanted, you're wrong. If you think that no one cares about you, you're wrong. Because I may not know you, but I care about you. I do care if you kill yourself tonight or any other night. I do care if you self-harm. I do care about you. And if anyone ever needs someone to talk to or to be there for them, no matter how small it is, I will be there. I will post my Twitter and my Facebook in the description or whatever underneath. And if someone ever needs to talk, feel free to talk to me, okay? And I know what it's like to cry in the shower so no one hears you. I know what it's like to fake smiles and laughs. I've been there. I've been through that. So basically, if anyone, and sexuality wise, if anyone's ever made fun of you for your sexual preference, fuck them. If you're happy loving who you love who you love. It has nothing to do with anyone else. Be happy. Try your best to be happy. I mean, live your life the way you want to live it. As long as it's not hurting others, do it. You do have purpose in life, even if it doesn't seem like you do. If it feels like no one's there for you, I'll be there for you. I believe in you. I believe you can get through this, and we can get through it together. I will help anyone who comes to me. I will help you the best I can. And if anyone who's ever pushed me down in life is watching this right now, thank you for everything you've ever said to me. Because all you're doing is making me stronger, and one day I'll come on top, and you'll be on the bottom. So thank you for everything you've done to me. I love you guys. Never give in, okay? And don't let them bring you down. Be your wonderful self, and don't give a fuck what they think, okay? Love you guys. Feel free to talk to me if you need me.